And welcome back to another episode of Shenanaguy Plays Trails of Cold Steel. You like what I did with the mouse there? Yeah. Anyway, so we are right about where the prologue starts. Isn't that an interesting little turn of events? There's not really a whole lot to do other than what we're supposed to do. You can go to the general store, which I believe is right here, and purchase a new Imperial Chronicle. I don't actually remember which one it is, so... Issue 7! So we're going to start out with reading that real quick. If I can find the right button to push, that is. Oops. Imperial Chronicle, Issue 7. Special feature, West Zumeria Trade Conference. The West Zumeria Trade Conference has finally commenced. As the first international conference of its kind, it has naturally become the subject of much attention and discussion since its initial announcement. We will be bringing you the latest news from Crossbell State itself, where the representatives of the various nations attending continue to arrive. The 4 nations' representatives. Each of the attendees is of the highest standing in their respective countries. Representing our nation of Erebonia will be Prince Olivert, on behalf of His Majesty the Emperor, and Chancellor Osborne. The delegate from the Calvard Republic will be Head of State Representative Rocksmith, and the Principality of Rimaferia to the north will be represented by Prince Albert. Lastly, Crown Princess Claudia will be the spokesperson for the Liberal Kingdom to the south. The Orcus Tower. The conference will be held in the recently completed skyscraper Orcus Tower, overtaking the Rhineford building in Ruhr as the continent's tallest building at 40 floors and over 250 arge in height. Rumor has it that you can't even see its top from the ground. It's believed that the building will be unveiled during the trade conference's opening ceremony. The conference's direction. With the heads of the various nations in Western Zumeria gathering in one place for the trade conference, what matters will be discussed? A former diplomat offered his opinion. It is difficult to predict. The President of the Calvard Republic and head of Erebonian government coming together for a discussion like this is unprecedented. No matter what topics of discussion come up, the outcome of this conference is sure to determine the direction of international politics for years to come. Specialists of the field of policy, international relations, and economy will be watching with bated breath. Economy: tax increase in Nortia province. The Nortia province is set to join the provinces of Lamer and Kreutzen in implementing significant tax increases, it appears. The unprecedentedly steep increase has been met with staunch opposition from across the province. Furthermore, the Rhineford Company, which has its corporate headquarters in Ruhr, the provincial capital, has issued a statement regarding the tax increases for the first time. The company stated that it believes the increases may potentially slow the growth of the Erebonian economy, and has made its opinions known to Marcus Ragnar in writing. Spotlight, the Lesage Boutique. Starting this fall, the head store of the boutique chain in Lesage will begin carrying products from the Strega Corporation. If functional yet fashionable sneakers are what you want, come along to Lesage. So, not a whole lot that's really important to us in there, at the moment at least. Maybe a couple things if one plays the previous games, but nothing like, just cameos, just names. Which we will learn with due time. So we're gonna start out with talking to Major Nightheart here. So you're the students who have come to tour the fortress. Yes, sir. He's wearing an officer's uniform. I wonder if he's... This is Lieutenant General Walter, commander of Guerrilla Fortress. He also serves as a division commander for the 5th Armored Division, which is stationed here. Ah, I apologize for not greeting you sooner, sir. Thank you for granting us the opportunity to tour the fortress. It really is an honor. Well, at least you aren't lacking in manners. Hardly built like a soldier, though. I have my doubts that you'd be able to endure the military's training regimen with a physique like that. You sure you're training them properly, Major? My apologies, sir. Though I hear the Academy has a former bracer as their combat instructor, they must really be scraping bottom. I've heard of the Purple Lightning before, of course, but a bracer is still a bracer. Leaving such an important role in the hands of a civilian is ridiculous. The famous Thor's isn't what he used to be. Well, no surprise here. It's like he fills in every box on the checklist for a stereotypical Imperial Army soldier. Anyway, as Fortress Commander, allow me to welcome you to Guerrilla. Keep in mind, though, that we're constantly on alert for potential threats from the east. I have no problem with your class conducting your field study here, but see that you don't get in the way. Of course, sir. Very well, I'll take my leave here, as I have business to attend to. Phew, he's certainly strict. Well, he is responsible for keeping one of the Empire's most vital defensive fortifications running smoothly. Considering the ongoing tensions between the Empire and the Republic, you should be grateful he allowed you to come at all. I won't forget it. Now, I'm afraid I must excuse myself as well. You're welcome to tour the rest of the fortress, but don't try to enter the command center. Of course, good luck with your work, instructor. I'll see you later then. See ya! And let's see. I guess next we'll talk to these two down here. The soldiers here seem pretty well trained, pretty well equipped too, like you'd expect from the Empire's biggest fortress. You'd need to put in some serious prep time if you wanted to topple it. Fee, I'm not sure that's something you should say with an earshot of the soldiers. Old habits die hard. I'd heard about the fortress from my father, but seeing it in person really drives home its incredible scale. Oh yeah, your father helps train the Imperial Army in swordsmanship, doesn't he? I can see why he's so busy if he's going around training all the soldiers in places this massive. Indeed. I feel like the reality of that is finally sinking in for me as well. I have no idea how his teachings are actually being applied, though. Perhaps we'll have the opportunity to find out during today's military training exercise. I'm looking forward to it. What is in here? The train platform? Yes. I don't think there's any reason for us to be over here. Sure, we'll just go through. It's locked. There's no way to explore past here. So we'll go back this way. How convenient for them to lay it so plainly for us. There's someone in here we can talk to. Instructor Sarah. Oh yeah, Toval gave me a call about what happened in Legram. So you had a mechanical monster show up outside the city limits? Yeah, Toval looked pretty concerned when we first mentioned it to him too. Do you know anything about them? Well, I'm no stranger to the group that makes them. They go by the name Ouroboros. They're a secret society of sorts that acts in the shadows all across the continent. A secret society? We don't know how many members there are, and what they're capable of, honestly. We don't know much about them at all. What we do know is that they have access to technology more advanced than most cutting-edge research institutes, and that they've been behind several crises that have threatened to shake the foundations of entire nation-states. Liberal. And these are the people who made those monsters? If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I'd find it hard to swallow, but there's no denying what we saw out there. Well, you don't need to come to grips with it just yet. We call the mechanical monsters like the one you guys fought archaisms. Yes, archaisms. And lately, it seems like an awful lot of them have made their way onto the black market. There's been one sighting after another these days, all over the Empire and beyond. Wow, that's heavy. Does that mean there's a chance they might be plotting something here in Erebonia? Just in your opinion, I mean. Well, that's the tricky thing about them. It doesn't necessarily mean that at all. There have been cases where we know they put archaisms out into the wild purely to test their abilities, for example. Still, it's something to keep in the back of your mind, at least. Right, I'll be sure to let the others know too. Yes, interesting conversation there. Let's see. Guest room. Oh, it's Emma by herself. Oh, are you taking a rest, Emma? I did take a short walk around, but everything about this fortress is so imposing. It made me feel a little faint. I feel you there. Looking at Emma now, it's hard to believe she's the same person who almost single-handedly guided us through that castle. I swear, I'll be able to talk one of these days. It's okay. Reen? Nah, never mind. But there is one thing that's been bugging me lately, ever since we arrived in Legram. I feel like just out of the corner of my eye, I catch glimpses of the small black shadow following us. But ever since we got to the fortress, I haven't seen it. Really? Maybe you were possessed by something. Possessed? Yikes. That's kind of an unsettling thought. It is, isn't it? I'm glad I told her to go back when we reached Keldic. Wow. Okay. Just casually, maybe you were possessed by something. I don't know. Do we go... let's go to the motor pool first. Tanks, and more tanks. Tanks a lot. Wow. That was bad. Seems like this is the hangar for tanks and armored cars. It's kind of staggering to see so many of them lined up in one place. Yes, isn't it though? I'm not looking forward to this. You've never seen any military exercises before, right, Reen? Yeah, this will be my first time. I take it you have then? Yeah, my dad showed me one the last time he brought me out here. Really does want me to join the military, but I really don't think I'll ever be suited for it the way he is. I get where you're coming from. The more I hear about his dad, the more curious I get. Yes, indeed. I'm not entirely sure how to feel seeing so many how do they pronounce them? Oxens, I think, lined up like this. The Rhineford company makes these, don't they? Unfortunately so. I'm sure they'll be using them for this military exercise too. As far as I can tell, they'll be pitted against the older automated models. That sounds pretty brutal. The older tanks won't stand a chance. Well, that's kind of the point. They want to show off just how easily the Actons can dominate them. Well, you don't get the chance to go eyes on with this stuff every day. I'll take the opportunity to see for myself just how competent they are. That's just like her. And to the outside we shall go. Which is this way? There's a few more people we need to talk to. Oh, no, this is just up right. Should have done this one first. Looks like this is the fortress's airport. There might come a day when I find myself in a military airship. Interesting thought. Ah, Crow and Machias, huh? This place really is massive. Holy cow. Crazy. It really is a night and day. Yeah, it's hard to imagine two places more diametrically opposed. What's wrong with you two? Oh, we were just talking about how different this place is to Jirai. Jirai was super lively, but this place, I think Crow's having withdrawals now that he's somewhere without easy access to a casino all the time. I can imagine. It seems like everyone's talking about Jirai these days, though. Was it really that amazing? It was. I didn't know what to expect with the recent annexation by Arabonia, but everything looked fine to me. It has offices, an entertainment district, and all of the people I saw were thoroughly enjoying themselves. I'd go as far as to say they're happy to be under the Imperial government's control. I don't know if I'd go that far. Oh? Little Bird told me Chancellor Osborne was the one behind the annexation in the first place. It also told me he used some pretty forceful tactics to get them to agree. And of course, most of their tax money takes a brand new detour straight into the Imperial government's pockets. I wouldn't be surprised if he made the annexation happen just to fatten his pocketbook. But paying taxes is a citizen's duty. It's only natural that they do so now that they're under the Arbonia's protection, right? Sounds like this is a pretty complicated issue. Yes, doesn't it though? Oh, complicated issue indeed. And we have to go back down this way to the motor pool. And I think from here we can go outside? Yeah! We have to go this way first though. And I think this takes us back up, yeah, to the command area. That's where Laura and Fee are. Central freight platform, no reason to be there. Wow. Yeah, I'm sure it looks a lot bigger when you're not on a train. I can't believe the size of this place. Oh, given that uniform, you must be one of the students from Thor's. Feel free to look around all you like, but try to stay out of our way. We're all incredibly busy at the moment. If you don't mind, I'd ask you to make your way to the corridor over there instead of hanging around here. Understood. Thank you very much. Might as well head over there. And teleportation! Just these three to talk to. Guys, are you okay? I'm just kind of shocked by how different the atmosphere here is from Zender Gate. Well, it is a major military base right on the border of Crossbell. Never imagined it would be quite this big though. This place is such a departure from Zender Gate that I hardly believe that this is the same military. Although, perhaps this is the true face of the Imperial Army. This fortress is the very definition of oversized, and that's ignoring the excessive display of military power. I imagine that the posturing is meant to show the Kreutzen provincial army that they could crush them on a whim. I forgot what this place probably means to you and your family, I suppose. While I don't agree with my father's actions, I can't say I'm comfortable with this fortress's presence either. In fact, I find it hard to believe that anyone could sleep peacefully near a fortress like this. Guess you can't see it from here after all. Be able to see it from where the railway guns are, but they'll get mad if I get too close to them. What are you up to now, William? You know that huge Orcus Tower where they're holding the trade conference? I'm trying to get a good view of that. Oh yeah, they mentioned it in the Imperial Chronicle and on the radio. Can you actually see it from all the way over here? That'd be incredible. Would I ever lie to you? I wish I could have gone with Gramps instead of being stuck on some stupid field study. Why'd you join Class 7 then? Speaking of which, they're going to be holding the keynote session here tomorrow. I wonder what they'll be talking about during it. Most people will be... Most people are thinking it's just so they can decide on finance rules and stuff for the Western Zemuria. But I think it's really going to end up being about who Crossbell belongs to. Knowing Gramps, he might even try to get Crossbell to become part of Erebonia. Seriously? The prince is gonna be there too, so he'll probably just try to shake everybody up a bit. Unbelievable. I was there too, though, so here's hoping things go well. Indeed. And we shall return. Return to the fortress. Did I miss someone? I don't think I missed anyone. Ah, there we go. This bulletin is to inform all Thor's students that preparations for today's military exercise are now complete. Please assemble in the hangar immediately. Your transport is standing by. I repeat. That's Instructor Nightheart. The time must have passed more quickly than I thought. I suppose I should start making my way towards the hangar. Maybe I'll run into the others on my way. Maybe. Maybe not. Or we won't. We boarded the armored cars and set off toward the proving grounds. See what I mean by like city layout though? Like this place is laid out for horrible cars, whereas most of the other places we've been, the streets seem to be laid out for foot traffic, not cars. The inside of the armored cars was narrow and cramped. The smell of machine oil hung in the musty air. The cars shook and rattled over the uneven ground, tumbling us around like an iron coffin on reels. Did I say reels? Wheels. Wheels. Eventually, after enduring 10 minutes of jaw-rattling travel, unable to even peek outside at the scenery, we finally arrived at Corellia Fortress's military proving grounds. Yeah. Corellia Fortress Annex, military training ground. Wow, Oxen main battle tanks? There are plenty of older model tanks out there too. It even looks like they have airships here. Oh yeah, like the ones we saw in Nord. Welcome. Oh. So that's Elliot's dad. I don't see the family resemblance. Looks like the hair made the jump from father to son, though. Reporting, Lieutenant General. Very good, Nightheart. And Instructor Valestein, I believe. Pleased to meet you. It's an honor to make your acquaintance, Lieutenant General Craig. Allow me to extend my deepest thanks for agreeing to cooperate with us for the Academy's curriculum today. Think nothing of it. Many of these fine youngsters may one day hold positions in the Imperial Army, after all. Besides, I owe a lot to old General Van Dyke. And these must be dots. What a piercing stare. So this is Craig the Red. Elliot, my boy! It's so good to see you again! Huh? Exclamation? It must be half a year now since I last saw you. How have you been? That's a sharp-looking uniform you've got, too. I've seen the photos, but it looks even better on you in person. Dad, come on. You've still got a long way to go if you want to put on some real muscle. There's a part of me that hopes you'll stay my little cherub forever. But you're a man of Erebonia, and a man of the Empire must be strong, stout, and ready for action. It was for your own good as a man that I held back my tears and enrolled you in the military academy. Dad, I can't breathe. Confuddlification. I feel like everything I've been told about him was a lie. There do seem to be some differences from the stores. You kidding me? He seemed like a cool guy. What a delightful commanding officer you have, Major. Words fail me. Dad, knock it off. I'll tell Fiona. Dots! Moving right along. Lieutenant General Olaf Craig. I'm Lieutenant General Olaf Craig, commander of the Imperial Army's 4th Armored Division. I've been entrusted with the role of overseeing today's joint military exercise. Pleased to make your acquaintance. Likewise, sir. It's a pleasure, sir. You've got one heck of a dad, Elliot. Believe me, I feel it to the bones. Now, let me give you a brief rundown of what will be happening. This exercise will consist of a simulated battle conducted by 2 of our armored divisions. Armored regiments at the formation center, infantry, armored cars, and airships will work in tandem, using their maneuverability to the fullest to obliterate the targets. As our targets today, we'll be using previous model tanks that have been decommissioned from service. Autopilot functionality will allow them to evade and return fire, but they've only been armed with paint bullets. However, all other regiments taking part in today's exercise have been equipped with live ammunition. Dots! So you intend to actually destroy the other tanks? It would hardly be a live fire exercise if we didn't. The current time is 1400 hours, right on schedule. Well, we'll now begin today's joint military exercise. Armored Divisions 4 and 5 commence combat operations. Glory to the Empire and the Imperial Army. Begin! Yes, sir! Everyone shouts loudly. 5th Armored Division. Armored Regiment will advance first. Armored Car Regiment and Infantry Regiment follow their lead. 4th Armored Division. Armored Regiment and Infantry Regiment advance together. Armored Car Regiment deploy to the left and right. Dots. Wow. It's certainly potent. So this is the kind of firepower it takes to fight a modern war. You said those tanks are called Octans? Yeah, they're a type of main battle tank the Reinford Company developed 2 years ago. I've seen their spec sheets, but seeing their power firsthand tells you what numbers and decimal points don't. They might be the strongest heavy tanks on the continent. And the Imperial Army's got a couple hundred of those in the wings, huh? That's kinda crazy. You try fighting things out like these head on, you won't stand a chance. That's as true for our own nation as it is for others. I just can't get used to this. Just the sound of the artillery firing is enough to make me start shaking. I don't think that's something you should get used to. I mean, if the sound of guns and warfare ever stopped bothering you, I'd be worried. Green. I guess this is another kind of strength. Title screen! Thus, the military exercise came to an end. And thus, we will end this episode right here and pick right back up after military exercise. Yeah. Yeah, sounds like a plan. Alright, see y'all in the next video. Goodbye for now.